So here's a shocker. Adam Sessler has lost his mind on Twitter again. The thing is if he just actually acted normal, this wouldn't be as big of a deal, but he's acting like Adam Sessler, and that's the problem. Here we go. Skip it up and that up. So I'm not going to go into everything that has happened with Adam Sessler. We know that the reboot of G4TV was a giant, colossal failure. It shut down in less than a year. Everyone seems to think it was the Frost grant that killed G4TV, but no, their content was just mediocre and sucked. If they had good content, the Frost grant would have been like a fart in the wind, but they didn't have the content to back it up. Combined with Frost's rant, and combined with the fact that G4TV went from being super woke and insanely hypocritical and turned around and then had Amaranth in a two-piece bikini jumping in a pool full of balls, you mix that all together and it was a recipe for disaster. Now, Adam Sessler was and is known for getting into drama on Twitter, more so than like maybe even the quartering. He's up there with the quartering, at least in terms of starting shit shows on Twitter. And he really dislikes the gaming community. He takes what I call the village idiots, which there are a decent amount of them out there, but they're still the minority, and uses them to stereotype the entire gaming community. I wish the word gamer didn't exist. Gaming is just a form of entertainment, like watching television, like any other hobby, but for some reason we decided to slap a word to it. And he assumes that anyone who picks up a controller besides him, at least the way it sounds, Adam, you could prove me wrong if you like, is kind of like these basement-dwelling village idiot weirdos. Now, of course, the internet loves to have their pitchforks up. I know this firsthand. And they looked through the archives of Adam Sessler, which people have done with me too, to get the gotcha moments. And they found one from a review he did with Morgan Webb back on X-Play way back in the day, 2006. I actually have to, for some reason, my notes are not showing up for this video on my iPad. I think it's time for a new iPad. They're showing up here, and someone on Twitter posted from X-Play, it was a 2006 review of Baten Kaitos Origins. And yeah, it's a little racist. I'll give my take on it after you see it, but it's a short clip. Take a look.
We all know who will replace us. India, that billion-strong faux vegetarian tech support call-taking behemoth of a nation. Or the Chinese. But certainly not Japan, because while they may be technologically advanced and financially powerful, they're already in decline. You want proof? Here's Baten Kaitos Origins.
I'll write the story. Let me guess. There's probably a young hero with some sort of memory problem who's fighting a vastly overwhelming Evo fascio magical empire. Cliché burden boy of action who will save us all is named Sagi. Rhymes with Saki. Saki! Which I could use a lot of right now.
Sagi!
Saki! And apparently nothing says prequel like improved breast physics on the shopkeepers.
Sagi!
Sake!
Sagi!
Saki! Will you shut up about Sagi?
Sagi!
Saki! 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 Baten Kaitos Origin is an RPG for the GameCube. That about says it all.
So yeah, that wasn't great. I've seen much worse. I do not condone what was in that video, but you know, it is 2000s. Do you realize that 2006 was 17 years ago? I think I'm doing that math right. It was close to that. Then someone who was born then is on the brink of being a full-grown adult, or being a legal adult. Like, let that sink in. Now, I'm not condoning what was in that video. Am I saying it would fly now? But it was 17 years ago. I assure everyone watching this video right now, okay, including me, there were things that came out of your mouth. It was a different culture. It was a different time. There were things that you said in 2006 that you wouldn't think of saying now. Now, the taster's choice difference, though, is how you handle clips that come up like this. I've had people do the gotcha moments to me, too, and I'm like, look, man, I've already disavowed that. I am a much different person than I was back over a decade ago when people try to do the cancel culture gotcha crap to me. And I said, look, I would never say that now. I've moved on. How about you did too? And I owned up to it and I held myself accountable. So deal with it. Adam didn't do that. He did what Adam does best and stirred the pot even more. Now, he quote tweeted the person who actually posted that clip from X-Play. Dude is angry I didn't like his consumer boner stimulator in 2006. A truer gamer there never was. Like, why do we gotta go into that stuff, dude? Look, I get the frustration where people dig through everything in your past to try to find something to get back at you with, but this doesn't help the situation, Adam. He continues on to, wow, my replies are a stirring reminder of just how happy I am getting out of this circle jerk of sophomoric narcissism that is gaming these days. Wanting an apology out of my opinion. Wow. I got lots of blank to reckon with in my life, just not my take on a juvenile subgenre. He also wrote this as well. Final thought. No, the latest alt-right cause, celeb, progressive, knee-jerk catharsis I find myself in. As I've said before, I'm not your monkey, and I'm not going to participate in these meaningless charades of public rebuke and contrition because I don't. He continues on here in a thread. I'm willing to be your racist today just as I've been your drug addict. I've heard people saying that about him. Your censor and your blank phobe time and again. It seems to serve a purpose and I have no image I care to maintain that I'll let it run the same course as all the others. At the end of the day, my only true regret I'll admit to publicly is that I spent as much of my life as I did in the thrall of such an insipid culture and audience. I love the games and game design, but the rest is an orgy of desperation that I wasted decades on. That's on you, dude. You're letting the trolls win here. That's not the general audience. I'm not looking to attack you. I make videos on your opinions and have made videos on your crazy takes, Adam, but I'm a dad of 3. I run a somewhat successful YouTube channel and live stream channel, and most people that game are not like the idiots that are on Twitter. The bottom feeders that you're referring to, which again is the minority, go to places like Twitter so they could be anonymous and say all the vile, hateful crap. And it's not just gaming, man. Go to politics, Adam. You should know this. There could be a stamp collection group in friggin' Reddit or on Twitter, okay? And they're gonna have, you like this group of stamps better than this one? Why don't you leave your parents' basement and have sex sometimes and you like the better stamps instead of these? People are nuts, dude. They're obsessed with whatever they're obsessed with. You don't think that there's car groups, that there's psychos like this? It's just how because people feel the freedom on the internet because they're anonymous and they feel there's no repercussions to what they have to say. The average person who picks up a damn controller, I don't have a controller, yes I do have a controller. The average person who picks up a controller ain't doing this crap to you, dude. You know what they're doing? They don't give a shit what people are saying online and they're just playing games. I just sounded like Philip Burnell right there, but I'm serious. Like, when they're done at the end of the day, when they're done with work, when their kids are asleep, when they're done doing their errands, they're not trying to fight with you. They're just picking up the controller when they have a few minutes to play a game. And look, man, I understand the industry, and I get it as a person who sees it every day and used to feed the trolls almost as much as you. And I still have my moments here and there, but 99% of the time I ignore it. Is I understand how it could get under your skin. Like, how can people be this absolutely ridiculous? But that's just how the internet works, and the people that are like that go to websites like Twitter or platforms like Twitter because they know they could be anonymous and they know they could be miserable turds. Now, on top of all that, though, I hate gotcha moments. That, like I said, was 17 years ago. It was another lifetime ago. Not saying that the skit was okay that was on G4, but the fact that a network show aired it, it just shows how it was a different time, man. I'll admit it. I know other people won't. I was saying stuff that would never fly now in 2006. And you know what? I guarantee you so were you. because culture was different, the times were different, and it is what it is. Would I say this stuff now? No. But am I constantly going to bend a knee to hold for stuff I said 20 years ago and constantly apologize for it when I already did? So people just continue to use it as a gotcha moment? Hell no. I held myself responsible. I held myself accountable for it. And you could keep bringing it up as a gotcha moment as much as you want to. At this point, I already talked about it, discussed it, and held myself responsible, and I'm going to move on. Adam, you should do the same too, instead of using it as a way to just try to demean the gaming community. You know how this works. Everyone's going to look for gotcha moments. Everyone's going to try to pick up their pitchforks. It's up to you to handle it properly, and that's where the problem is with you, Adam. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.